Let's take a look at the Ham Shack photos received this month. But first, a blast from the past sent in by Alan, KD8JMQ. He gave us this 1967 photo of the measles at Kent State Airport. Look at the third band member from the left. You'll see it's none other than Joe Walsh, WB6ACU. Ed, VK2JI, didn't have much space left in his suitcase when he moved from Australia to Germany. While his TS-2000, an amplifier, made its way on a container ship, Ed operated with an FT-817 and a linked 80 through 20 meter dipole held up by a 39-foot fiberglass pole. The Australian FT-817 had a white cover to keep it from overheating in the sun. The photo was taken at the Summits on the Air, about 35 kilometers southwest of Munich. Dan, N8IE from Kettering, Ohio, has been an active ham since 1992. His main operating position here features an FT-857D. That rig's feeding a Butternut HF9V vertical. But his showcase radio is the Knight T150 transmitter with the matching R100 receiver, which he uses almost exclusively on AM. His secondary operating position featured an FT401B station and the classic Yaesu FT101EX. It took Dan about 2 years to find all the pieces and put them into operating condition. And here's Dan's shack dog, Buddy. Buddy hangs out with Dan and even helps him figure out problems with the radio. Dan, WA5CYR, was one of the primary communication stations gathering information from storm spotters during that April 28th tornado in northern Mississippi. During most of that operation, he was running on emergency power. Well, JD didn't send us his call sign or many details, but one picture is worth 1,000 words, and this rig with a handy-talkie and computer works the world via Echolink. Gary, K6PDL, received his technician license the day after Leo Laporte, W6TWT, got his general. Since then, Gary's upgraded to amateur extra thanks to Gordo's books. He uses an FT101, a Drake TR7, a TYT9000 2-meter mobile rig, and a UV5 handy-talkie. Well, John, W8SA from San Juan Capistrano in Orange County out in California, grew up outside of Dayton, and he got his first license in '78. He was only 14. His main rig is an FT-DX5000MP with an SM5000 station monitor and a Quadra VL1000 amplifier. He uses the Kenwood SM230 monitor scope to watch his transmitted waveforms. As a kid, he was fascinated by the Drake C-Line rigs and finally was able to piece a replica together several years ago. Today, he uses those rigs all the time to check into the 75-meter vintage single sideband and AM nets on the West Coast. Well, Tom, W3EX, was fascinated by this image recently while visiting his friend Alan, W3BV. He noticed the reflection on the rear window of his Highlander and thought the combination of his mobile antenna and Alan's tower was pretty unique. Finally, from down under, Peter, VK4VW from Brisbane in Australia, sent us this picture of his nice station. It features an ICOM 7600 along with an ACOM 1000 amp on HF. He also has an IC 7100 for HF backup and VHF, UHF, and D-Star. He enjoys single sideband DX on 40 meters and operates some JT65 while he's out camping. And that's all the shack photos from May. We'd sure like to show yours right here on Ham Nation also. Make sure to send a photo or two to Ham Nation Videos at twit.tv. Don't forget the details or we'll just have to make up the story. For guidelines, please do check out hamnationvideos.info.